record this. Go. All right. Welcome, everyone. Feels like it's been a while since we did a live. And so we have a couple of weak topics that are weaving together, but that's okay because they're all integrated together anyways. And we're also definitely collectively kind of in a deep, what I would call inner reflection place in the season with winter solstice coming up. And I've been feeling that way. How about you guys? Raise your hand if you've been feeling incubative and processing. And I feel like this time of year is an opportunity to do even deeper kind of inner soul work with hi Guy, welcome.
Actually, it's Guy.
Guy, I never knew that. I should have known that. Thank you for correcting me. We'll just do a quick check-in if you guys want to say, I'll call on you and just say your name because some of us, there's more of us here today and we can just check in and say hi, and then maybe just speak to one reason that you're grateful for your physical body, since we've been exploring that topic, and you can just give a shout out to something related to what you're grateful for in your body. So we'll start with you, Guy.
What, do you want me to tell you I'm beautiful?
Perfect. And do you want to introduce yourself at all to everybody else and say hi, or is there anything you feel called to share?
Yeah, I say hi to everybody, and I'm always, I've got this real thirst for learning. So when something new comes up, I just sign up for it. And it always works out good because actually whenever I sign up for something, I never have any expectations. So it's always beyond expectation.
It's a beautiful place to be, and I resonate with that craving to seek and learn new things. I'm always signing up for things myself. And also we have a connection through the Sophia Code, if that's okay for me to share.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. That's...
all right, Melanie. Hi.
Hi. Yeah, I guess I'm thankful for all the senses that we have. So it I guess probably a bad explanation, but it's multidimensional when you've got, sound and touch and hearing and sensing and feeling. So grateful for all of those items.
Thank you. John, you want to jump on?
Oh, what am I grateful for? Oh, just, ordinary, everyday pleasure in my body. I got the aches and pains, but I got the other good stuff too.
Beautiful. Thank you. Cindy, Mom?
Hi. What I'm grateful for my body, I think probably that I'm so healthy and it's still, I'm able to exercise and just, I feel good. A couple of aches and pains with my arm and shoulder, but other than that, just that it carries me through this life, and grateful that it birthed 3 beautiful children, which have given me grandchildren, and just been really grateful for family and friends lately. So.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm also just grateful for health. I just recovered from physical illness, and it's always, to me, what I'm grateful for is the messages that our body gives, that I get to listen deeper. Sometimes we go into illness because we haven't been listening as clearly as we needed to, and so I've just been kind of really resting and soaking in that wisdom of the deeper messages my body might be telling me, which feels like for me was some old stuff that just wanted to be cleared and cleansed. And moved through. And so, yeah, I'm even grateful for those teachings when they come up. And what I've called this particular week is the Temple of Creation, which I specifically am connecting to the emotional part of us and the mental part of us, which is such a beautiful place within us that creates synergy for creating whatever it is we want to create. And creating anything is really the probably most what I would call divine process or act that we as humans in this paradigm have to express who we are, what we're going through, and is a really a powerful way of channeling is how we draw from inspiration, and inspiration literally meaning in spirit, right? To be inspired from our own inner selves or from, outside energetic sources, whether that's, we call those spirit guides or earth spirits or whatever we want to name them, that we can be divinely guided through our emotional bodies and through our mental bodies to birth and create these beautiful things that we get to also use our senses with too, and see and touch and taste and feel. And so weaving that in together with and these first kind of 4 weeks and 5 weeks are all about kind of the foundation for how to really be at our best self, or be listening to the best parts of ourselves, so that we can be well and healthy and thriving, so that we can increase and open our intuitive and psychic, the parts of ourselves that sometimes get confusing or muddled when we're not tending to the physical body, or when we're not tending to the emotional body or the mental. Sometimes we're over tending to the mental body, but all those things are just so beautiful to weave together as like a foundation for doing deeper work in the psychic world and deeper work in the channeling world. And one of the things I just wanted to speak to, and many of you probably already have, a lot of you are very well practiced in areas of the psychic arts and channeling. But just looking at sort of one of the bigger things that gets in the way of either discernment or movement and moving forward and getting out of sort of a stagnant way of being is our belief systems, right? And a lot of people do a lot of different work around this, and I'm always kind of fascinated by people's perspectives. But when you really look at your belief structure, and actually in the middle of the word belief is the word lie. I always like to play with words, right? Our belief systems are kind of our driving force between our light and shadow selves. And a lot of times people are acting on belief systems that aren't even theirs. They've adopted them, they've inherited them, they've accidentally attached to them. And so I see the process of exploring our belief patterns as something that we have to revisit over and over again. And I see it as something that is mutable and flexible, and also something you can play with. And my mom's been to some magic moon meetings of my partner, and he does some really fun exercises. And one of those is just getting into kind of the theatrical practice of what is it like to put on the character of someone else and what their beliefs might be based on they're external connections or internal connections. And then there's this other activity which I'd like to play with you guys and just do a little exercise. If you have a paper, does everyone have a little paper or pen or something they can use? And all you're going to do is write down, right now we'll take a couple of minutes, and just write down three qualities that you love about yourself. For example, I love that I feel like really creative and I have a creative brain. That's something that I love about myself. And so just take a minute and write down just 3 things that come up. And now next to that list, write down the opposite of what. So for example, if I said I'm creative, and the opposite's wouldn't be the same for everyone because there's so many words in English and you can play with that. But whatever first comes to mind, write the opposite of what that word is. So for creative, to me, the opposite of that word is stagnant. So, and then what I'm going to invite you to do, and we're not going to do this right now, but so the psychology behind this is that often the opposite of what you believe your best quality is also usually a hidden shadow belief about yourself, or a fear, right? To be stagnant, to me, would be a really deep shadow that I don't want to associate. And then sometimes I actually get stuck in a mode where I feel really stagnant. And so I'm not in my best belief element of myself. And so to just play with this, and to, it's always fun to look at the shadow side of things and look at the other side, so that we can honor that, for one, because sometimes you need a little stagnation, but to also release it. And so what I would invite you to do with the shadow side of these qualities, is to do some sort of ritual this week where you take this piece of paper and you either put it in the earth or you burn it, and you use an element of earth to really dissolve and to think about, what are my beliefs around what it means to be stagnant, right? And so it's like using the part of ourselves that we identify as being, but also looking at the deep unconscious shadow side of that. And this all has to play into temples of creation, because it connects to our mental processing. And often we even, you can do so much self-work, and I think almost everyone in this class is so beautiful in the work they do within themselves, and so reflective. And I see that in the one-on-one sessions. And even with that, our world is so inundated with so many subliminal messages and subconscious messages that it's really, I think, healthy to evaluate if there's any old crust that gets in there, new crust that gets in there, and just doing a ritual every once in a while to release those things and to look at what thoughts or what beliefs are behind that process. Did anyone want to share anything with that? Guy, you're giggling. I'm curious.
Well, what surprised me is I wrote down 2, and then I went blank. I couldn't find anything else.
Mm,
I don't know why.
yeah. Sometimes it just also depends on the space that we're in, right? And were the 2, was there anything surprising with the 2 that you came up with as far as the shadow sides of them?
Well, I can share them if you want.
Sure, please.
Well, the first one I get right on immediately is I am lovable.
Mm.
And the next one came immediately after I am smart.
Okay.
And then that was it. I'm stuck.
Well, smart and lovable is a good thing to be. And so looking at the shadow sides is what did you put for the opposite of that?
Or opposite of lovable is disgusting.
Mm. Right? Repulsive, disgusting. Yeah.
Yeah. And opposite of smart is, of course, stupid.
Right.
Actually, it's interesting. Sometimes I love to be stupid.
Well, that means you're playing with that subconscious part, right? And I think actually that is a positive thing to bring it up. And even, with theater, which is something I haven't always been comfortable with, but I'm learning how to play with, is like exaggerating those parts of us that we pretend like we don't have anything to do with, right? But like getting into it, and what does it feel like? What does it feel like to be disgusting, and just playing with it and putting on the mental part of our creating mental strength is also really exploring and playing with different things that we don't usually think about, or pushing our boundaries in that sense. Anyone else want to share?
I'll share.
Okay.
I thought it was kind of funny because my 3 that I love about myself is I'm generous, I'm brave, and I'm kind. And then the opposite, generous, is selfish, which I can't be selfish because it's all about me a lot of times. And then the opposite of the brave is scared, which there are times when I am scared. So I do have that shadow self. And then the kind is opposite to me. It's mean, which I don't know. Maybe I do have a little bit of a mean side, mean streak to me.
Well, in truth, we all do. And
Yeah.
in truth, we're never one thing and one
Yeah.
side of thing. We have the light, shadow side of everything. And that's what actually creates the ability, I think, to be lovable, is that we can also understand what it's like to maybe not be lovable sometimes, right? And so I think it's important to surface those shadows sometimes, not always, and not definitely not like hanging out in them, but just playing with what do they look like, and then behind that, like, do I have beliefs around what it means to be this particular thing, and then diving deeper into that, because that's how we clear the mental plane, is really just evaluating and dissolving and reflecting what our belief systems are, and playing with them. Yeah, and also it wouldn't be surprising that if the opposite of the 2 or top 3 top qualities of yourself were the things that triggered you the most in others.
Totally true. So true. I love this example. Mine are my qualities that I love were open-mindedness, strength, desire to grow and change. And then obviously the opposites are closed, weakness. And instead of stealing your word stagnant, I decided to add stasis
Mhm.
as part of that. But I think what's interesting about this, of two of those, closed and stagnant, I definitely acknowledge is kind of like fear centers for me. And it does irritate me when people are super closed off. And then I constantly will find myself judging myself, like, was that not open-minded enough? Was I too judgmental? And which is unique because it's a part of the work that I have to do, right?
Right.
And then, you know, being stagnant is common. I'll move really fast and then go really slow. But the one thing that I didn't recognize was weakness, as something that was like a fear center. I think because I'm so much on, what do you call that? Like automatic strong. And so that's my defense mechanism, I guess, is to be strong always.
Mhm.
And so I didn't even think about weakness as something that would even be a part of the equation.
Well, and this would be a beautiful opportunity too to maybe journal or write a list of what your beliefs are around what it means to be strong, because there are so many beliefs about being strong that are actually misaligned, I think, and that strength is not crying, or strength is pushing through no matter what and not stopping, you know, these kind of stories that are out there about what it looks like to be strong, when, you know, it's also incredible strength to be vulnerable and to show what maybe society perceives as a weakness is actually a strength, right? And that center of courage, which literally means from the heart, and how being in the heart is sometimes one of the most scariest things ever, when we're with you know, when we're actually putting ourselves out in the world. Oops. Where'd you go? There we go. Okay, my computer went. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. I love hearing what you guys are processing, and you made me want to, Melanie inspired me to speak for a moment just on the word judgment. You know, I think again that's another one that we have a lot of beliefs about. The truth is, by nature, we are judgers. We judge. we evaluate. We're constantly reading our environment through our senses and other people, and we make judgments on that. And I think when we're judging someone based on a belief system that we have, it's just an opportunity to explore what's coming up for us with regards to that, because it's more a reflection of us than it is other people. But that the act of judgment actually isn't always, it's not a bad or good thing. It just is. And what we do with it is what either creates the negative or positive reaction.
Well, thank God. Thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate that, though. That's helpful.
I think it's an important, it feels important right now. And even just my own work with doing that, of, you know, being triggered by people that I perceive as judgmental. But at the same time, they're also kind of revealing to me where my work is and where I can go deeper and heal more. And so it's all an opportunity. Yeah. Thank you. I'd like to do I'd like to do a somatic heart connection meditation with you guys. And this is still connecting to what I believe is this topic of kind of our physical, mental, emotional selves as being these beautiful temples that we are here to express from, to connect from. And the somatic heart, this is a exercise that I learned a while back, and it's just a really powerful, kind of simple, useful tool that you can use really as an anchor. I see it as an anchor for creating a sense of safety, maybe if you don't feel safe, or just to bring yourself back to yourself. And so we will do that. And actually want to light my candle. Didn't light it. And also have the opportunity to enter the multidimensional field together, which we already are doing across these electric waves. Where is those? So to start this meditation, I just want you to get comfortable in where you're at and begin to, if you're comfortable, close your eyes. And I'm gonna smudge a little smudge from a sage tree that I used to visit. And with this particular meditation, the somatic part is about putting your hand on your heart. You can do one hand or both hands. And just start to bring your attention into this self-connection, this physical contact that you have with your own body. There is a meridian center right around your heart, and even tapping it a little bit can actually bring a lot of soothing comfort to your nervous system. And so just creating this personal somatic connection to your heart. And as you do this, begin to breathe into your heart space. And in this particular meditation, and right now, and of recent, I've been really feeling supported by the sky grandmothers. And so I feel their presence here too to guide us, which is perfect because grandmother energy is so loving and protective and affectionate and warm. And so just breathing in the blessings that these sky grandmothers are offering us into our heart space. And then I want you to imagine a setting or a person or an animal that you've had an incredible heart connection with. And so I want you to allow whatever comes up, whatever your first imagining is, and connect with that memory or that place or that person. And just imagine your heart as it connects to your own body, expanding into this place or time where you felt incredibly connected through your heart center. And just breathe into your heart space and notice what is in your environment or space. And feel into the feeling that you had in that time and space. And just anchor in the blessing of this space as a place that you can always return to. That you can always come back to this place as an anchor to feel safe and loved. And just imagine your entire body filling up with this beautiful, vibrant green color. Just pouring down through your 8th chakra into your crown. Coming through your visionary third eye center, through your throat chakra, and again through your heart center, and then pulling up from the earth and your root chakra, drawing this into your sacral chakra center, your solar plexus, up through the heart, so that we're creating this huge, beautiful green vibrant vitality emanating out into this memory and yourself. Also creating a shield of protection from any energy that wants to take from your vitality. We will just honor that this energy is protecting and refilling you, your strength. And just bringing a couple more breaths into your heart center. And just bringing in one more breath and releasing with a sound into your heart space. And then you can put your hands in your laps again. And then you're welcome to open your eyes again. If that feels comfortable. All right. I feel much more relaxed. I love this particular, it's such a simple practice that just brings together that somatic quality that's so therapeutic, especially if you have, hi John.
Hi, sorry I dropped off earlier.
That's okay. We just ended a meditation that you missed. Your spirit was like, nope, I'm out of here.
Well, my internet was out of there anyway.
Somehow you made it home in that time. That's amazing. That just, this can be a really good tool if you have a moment of slight anxiety or discomfort particularly in your body or your mind. There is both a biological center there that calms you. Mothers sometimes when they have babies, they either pat their back or their chest sometimes. And so there really is a nourishing intrinsic process that nourishes our parasympathetic nervous system. Anyone want to share any thoughts or anything on that little practice? Mom?
Yeah, it's funny because my grandma Helen immediately popped in and us making taffy. It was like probably one of my happiest, funniest memories.
Oh, that's awesome.
With her. And that's pulling the taffy. And even though we washed our hands, it was dirty looking because our hands, it was pulling stuff out of our skin. And we just laughed and pulled it. It was fun.
Oh, what a beautiful memory.
Yeah.
And it's that grandmother energy. I just
grandmother. Yeah, she popped right in as soon as you said the grandma sky. She's like, whoop, right there.
Honoring I love to just take a minute and honor our grandmothers, whether that we've had a positive relationship with them or not. When I tap into that sort of divine mother energy, which is like our mothers, it feels so powerful and pure. And also I always feel the weight of the responsibility that grandmothers have carried time and time and time again, and just the forgiveness we can give to them, as well as the love that we receive for them. The forgiveness for the choices sometimes I think that mothers have to make based on what's happening in the world and what's going around them. There's a lot of heavy choices that mothers have to make, and I just have so much honor for that energy of the grandma's love, which to me is really about really high integrity and boundaries, and being an inner strength and wisdom that comes from living a life. The strength and wisdom from making mistakes and coming out of that and still living through that. That's what I think of when I think of grandmother energy. Like kind of like the fire, the hearth. It's like as the fire gets hotter, it's like the embers, they're so strong, you could just throw something on them and they spark up, right? So it's just a very intense energy to me that's cultivated from the hardiness of living in our paradigm in life. I don't know if anybody resonates with that, but that has been what's I've been soaking in the teachings of this last week. And it comes to me at this time, probably because my grandma's birthday is in January for one, and my grandma played a pretty big role in my life, and also was very symbolic for kind of carrying the weight of the world, and really, you know, she dealt with some very serious mental health issues, but they were also a result of a very repressed society. And so honoring her and grandmother energy to me transmutes and emphasizes the choices that we get to have in this lifetime, because we have so many more choices than our grandparents had and their grandparents had. As many awful things that are being revealed in the world, we're also at a time where it's so special because I can use my voice and share who I am as I am, you know, without being massacred, for one, but just that deep, like, appreciation that we are honoring our lineages and the lineages before us by stepping deeper into ourselves and deeper into our truths, which I witness in each of you. And I see, you know, even if we've been in this more quiet time and this more passive sort of feminine energy that the winter brings, I still see you guys, and I feel and sense the work that you're doing in the world, and I think it's really beautiful. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
So, let's see my list here. I'm really excited as we kind of move out of the foundation of this class, we get into some of the topics to me that are really fun. Next week is talking about the different modalities of channeling, and so that's going to be really fun to look at what that looks like and play with that. I also wanted to speak to just, I had a really good conversation with someone in the class that's not here today, but she, you know, she's processing all sorts of things as we all are. I think that's happening collectively and all the time. But she was asking about, you know, if she could take the course again. And what I have been envisioning for the course, one, kind of based on the nature of what's happening right now, and two, just where I want to see it go, is continuing another round after this, but allowing the people that are already here to continue with us. So if you're taking your time, so to speak, and not feeling you know, like you can get to everything, then that gives you an opportunity to sort of self-pace more and then explore, and then also get new energy when new people come in down the road. And so ultimately, I'm going to create what I would call kind of a self-paced content body. And so people can pace themselves through the invitations if they want, and the videos, and then carrying through with these live calls as sort of more integration videos. We're going to continue with what we've already laid out for this class, but then I'm just inviting you guys, if you want to join on that round, that you can come with us, if that makes sense. And so it's like having access to the content as we go along, but also getting to share and connect when that comes up for you and you feel called to do that with new people that come in. I just wanted to share that because it allowed this particular person that reached out to me to feel a little more at ease with not getting to everything that she wanted to get to, and to be able to relax a little bit. And the invitations are always just that. They're invitations for you. If you play with them and do them, you probably will get something out of it. They're not, they're meant to be something that adds to your life and doesn't take away. And I always like to emphasize, you know, if something's not going to work for you and you can't get to it, then it's not going to work. So you know, connecting with the things that resonate for you and then practicing them and sharing them on the group is beautiful. Any questions about that? Did anyone have any questions? Good. Okay. Wonderful. And I think we're almost at an hour. Did Soul?
I love Soul.
Oh, it's so cute.
And if you haven't done the other business thing, is if you haven't done a private session that comes with the course. So I'm more than happy to offer that. You don't have to. And what we've been doing in that is it's just what I call an attunement, and which means my higher self is reflecting your possibility, and it's through a guided meditation, activation, but it's also a nice opportunity to connect with me one-on-one. So what I find is I get a lot of information about how to better support you in this path, which you are called to on some level. And so that's still there, that offer is still there. That's was on my agenda for today. I don't have anything else. I always like to pull a card for people because it's fun. You don't have to have one. This is from the Sacred Power. These are really beautiful, fun cards. So I'm going to do that if you're okay with that. Does anyone not want a card? Okay. Oh, kitty. Okay. We will go with John. Ooh, this is a fun one. The Animal Kingdom. And I'm happy to send you. Let's see. The Animal Kingdom says, what's the Animal Kingdom says? When we witness the wonder of the animal kingdom, we become still and present with the natural cycle of life. Animals are loving, brave, and fierce, and live by their instincts. They have their own medicine and share its properties with us when we connect to them in spirit. All animals in their natural state are happy and driven with purpose. What it asks is, which animal are you immediately drawn to?
The bear, I guess, because I saw it.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to be drawn to that one. So the bear is about, obviously we know this, but I just posted about the bear too. Hibernation, strength and confidence, and challenges ahead. What I love about bear is they actually give birth while they're sleeping.
Oh, I love
You know that?
So crazy.
Yeah, they're
Not fair.
No.
in a lot of cultures, they're seen as like the top of the dream world medicine. Like their ability to dream is so deep that they can birth while they're doing it. But that they also, hibernating for a season is really also about getting into that psychedelic part of our minds, right? And exploring that, because that's usually what happens when your eyes are closed for a really long time.
Oh, and I just recently ran into a live bear on my
Which means it was medicine for you too.
I guess. I was a little scared, but
Okay, we're gonna go with key. Community. Looks like a fire community. They're dancing around the fire. Let's see if there's any specific. See, there's an affirmation here and it says, I am able to celebrate my differences, connecting with others in love, light, and pure consciousness. Soul connections make strong and powerful relationships. Community participation is encouraged now. Engaging in community activities or volunteering and partnerships, family and friends. Join a group, which I think you're pretty good at. You've got all sorts of communities out there. Find your sense of community spirit. Take time to understand the world in which you live. Gain understanding in human behavior. Connect to your tribe now. All right. It's kind of the opposite of the hibernation one. Okay, and Melanie. Oh, you got the animal kingdom too. Are you drawn to any different animals?
I like the eagle in the top left.
Let's see what it says. Well, eagle is about the big vision, right? They're the top of the chain too. Not many people can mess with them. Perspective, call to source, and patience.
Thank you.
Last but not least, Cindy, aka Mom. Divine consciousness.
Oh, I like it.
Pretty powerful card. All right. The prayer is, I am at one with divine energy. I allow divinity to flow through me and align my unique vibration to the highest form of universal love. Spirit, higher thought forms, angelic connections, and animal messages will come clearly now. Keep a journal for the next 21 days to record the thoughts, feelings, and messages, meditation, and dream states that may arise or appear to you throughout the day as your body adjusts to these new energies. Encouraging you to meditate.
Yep, I do.
I know. Okay, so we'll just close with a moment of gratitude and just close our eyes for a minute. Just thanking each of you for showing up here today and spending your time with me. I honor each of your hearts and each of the work that you're doing in the world, and just the embodiment that you all have as unique souls, gifting each other that special connection that we leave, and just blessing up your week with new insights, fresh perspective, and anchoring that into your heart, into your mental body, your emotional body, and your physical body to create your highest spirit form. And just thank you all. Aho.
Thank you.
Right, have a good weekend, everyone.
Be well.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.